Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of ScreamCity? Never mind, I think I found it.
Hello, horror freaks. Welcome back to ScreamCity. I'm your host, Monica.
And I'm Jessica, and today we will be discussing one of my personal favorites, the 2006 film, When a Stranger Calls.
Yes, but before we jump into the movie, Jess, what has been your peak and your pit for the past few days?
My good thing, I always get the peak and the pit messed up, so I'm just going to start saying good.
Okay,
My good thing is I went to So What Festival.
Oh, yes, I saw. It looked like so much fun.
It was so much fun. I died.
Mm.
I know, but like...
Died, come back.
I died because it was so fucking hot. Oh. It was so hot. My sister and I were literally like, it was just... The first band that we saw was Don Broco, and it's my sister and I's favorite band.
Yeah.
So we powered through it, right? And then after the show, we literally almost collapsed. It was so bad because it was held outside, right?
Yeah.
And in the Texas heat.
Disgusting. The worst.
It was just so bad. And then we saw Pierce the Veil. Dude, it was, oh my gosh. I'm so grateful.
You're happy and grateful. Nice. You're happy and you're grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just my inner teen self
is
has
like
been
content.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. My bad thing is I had to call out the next day because my tummy hurt.
From being in the sun all fucking day in the heat.
Dude, it was so bad. Yeah, I got pretty sick after. Besides that, that's pretty much it. What about you?
Okay. I think we do need to change like pick and pick.
See?
Pick. Oh my god. Our peak and our pit. Oh, what did you call me, bitch? No, we do need to change the word bitch, and I feel like we should make it a little more horror themed.
Yeah.
So we'll try to come up with maybe a change in that for the next one, but for now. So my bad thing I think has just been my mental health. I think just recently I feel like my anxiety has been kind of at its peak for I don't know how long now, and so it tends to come and go. You know how people get like seasonal depression in like the fall and like the winter? I feel like mine tends to come out in the summer. Because as much as yes, it's a little more scientifically proven to be, because it's like we have longer days, we have more sunlight, you get more vitamin D, but I'm like, I don't want to be out there.
Yeah, it
is too hot. I don't have the body to be wearing like these cute little summer clothings, so I get all depressy and then I get anxious. But I think my peak is just that I've been spending a lot more time with my boyfriend, which, I mean, you know.
I'm glad that you're spending more time with your BF.
Yeah, you know, little here and there.
Love that.
We'll see.
Anyway, but finally getting into this movie, if you haven't had the chance to watch it, just know that there will be spoilers, as usual. So don't say that we didn't warn you.
Yes.
But to give a quick synopsis of the movie, coming straight from IMDb. During a babysitting gig, a high school student is harassed by an increasingly threatening prank caller.
That is one sick prank call.
100%.
This man is insane.
This man is psychotic. He's a monster.
So getting the summary out of the way, what are your big three for this movie? So your favorite scene, your first impression. We didn't really get some on-screen kills. So instead of on-screen kills, we'll just kind of say like maybe spooky moment. Since, you know, there's not that many deaths.
Yeah. First impression, I don't remember the first time I watched this. I want to say maybe like 2014, 2015. I remember my sister and I started the tradition of watching it every 4th of July at my old house. But I remember like finding it truly terrifying. I've mentioned this before, but my biggest fear is always going to be humans. Like what humans can do to other humans. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, paranormal is scary and all of that, but
slashers are scary.
Like psychological movies, kind of like these, are just oh my god, I don't fuck with them.
Agreed.
Yeah, I found it pretty spooky. I did think the stranger was super spooky looking.
He was. The face reveal we get at the end, I'm sorry.
Dude.
Like, it's supposed to be scary, but he's like...
It's
creeped
like,
out.
It's so scary to me.
Yeah.
14-year-old me hates it. But yeah, first impression, I did find it very spooky.
Okay.
Very like, nothing like super crazy.
Right,
I've obviously seen way scarier than that. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I still do to this day.
Okay.
Favorite scene? I think my favorite scene is when Jill is at the hospital at the end of the movie, and she has this kind of like nightmare where the stranger's behind her in the mirror. And just kind of like, it's kind of like a jump scare, but yeah, I've always enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into this in a little bit.
Okay.
In a little bit.
Okay.
But the last scene where she's in the hospital, I think, was a pretty good depiction of like trauma.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
But I'll get into that in a little bit.
Agreed.
My favorite like eerie or spooky moment, I have two scenes that I'm kind of torn between. The first one is the one that you were talking about, which is the face reveal, where Jill is sitting down, and the stranger has already been arrested and everything, and he's in the back of the cop car, and we just get like a very slow like face reveal. I've always found it super. To be fair, like, no offense to the actor, his face is just very scary in this movie.
Yeah, and like they don't show a lot of it throughout the movie, so then when they give you the face reveal, I feel like it's even more creepy to know the fact that it's like it's just some dude.
It's just some guy.
Yeah, it's just some dude.
So yeah, that's one of my favorite like spooky or eerie moments. The second one, which I think may take the lead, is the opening scene where he is killing was it Stacy, the babysitter, like the first babysitter?
The original, like we just kind of hear the audio. Is that what you're talking about?
Where you just kind of hear the audio while the carnival is going on.
Yeah,
like it's just so creepy. The way her screams are just,
yes, it was pretty scary,
insane, and the fact that they're like muffling those screams out with the carnival noises.
I think that's also kind of like a show that like it's showing that something that like sinister and so scary is happening while other people are just enjoying their time, enjoying their life, and not really understanding that, you know, unfortunately these like super sad and like traumatic things happen every day. So it gives off like a really creepy, eerie, like, oh my god.
And the fact that there was no murder weapon. So he did that all with his bare hands. Yeah,
it's very sad,
dude.
And they also took out, because they took out, like, whenever they were like they took out multiple bags. Yeah, I was like, the fuck.
I know,
it's very scary.
Very.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's me.
Okay.
What about you? First impression, fave scene, and fave kill.
My first impression, I want to say this was a movie that this was one of the scary movies that I had watched on my own at a young age. I do remember that because I remember, like, being a young age. And I watched it, like, I feel like maybe a couple years after it came out. And I remember being scared and being like, oh my God, some guy is going to, like, come into my house and, like, murder me. And yeah, so, like, I enjoyed it, but I was also at a lot of younger age, but it is like a movie that I have rewatched like since then, and I enjoy it. Is it the best movie for me? Like, do I think it's like top 10?
Right.
No.
Even I agree. Like,
yeah, like it's
I
not.
know I say it's like a personal favorite, but
no.
I mean it's not like up there, but I like it. No, I enjoy it every 4th of July.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I don't hate it, and like, but it's not a favorite, but I enjoy it, like, for what it is. But yeah, I mean, first impression, I liked it when I first saw it. I watched it at a young age, and I've watched it since, so, you know, it's a good one. So my fave scene, it is considered a spooky scene, but I have a different spooky scene. So my favorite scene is just the line, "The call is coming from inside the house."
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that alone just like spikes up
The
the
delivery
adrenaline. The delivery,
of that
because he
scene.
was so freaked out himself.
Yes.
Like, he was the one that was like, get out right now.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so I really like the delivery of that line, and then like her what is it, like her
React.
yeah, like I guess like her reaction or like her instinct to be like okay, and then like she just takes off. So I like that scene in general because it just spikes up the anticipation and the anxiety of like the whole climax of the part of the movie, and it's just like I feel like if you've never watched movies before and you're kind of, for an early 2000 movie, like this was a really good like twist, because I mean, prank calls, you kind of get them from like all over the place, like different states,
Right.
different like areas of anywhere, and so to find out that this person who's trying to threaten you is actually like in where you
Inside,
are,
yeah.
terrifying. But my favorite spooky scene, so it is kind of a kill and it's considered a death, but I like the scene where Jill is hiding in like the Zen garden type thing, and she's underwater and she finds the maid. She finds the maid, and it's like terrifying because it's like a really loud, like high pitched sound, and then she screams, and so it's like a jump scare at the same time, and it's like perfect. And I like it a lot because I too was like, ah!
Justice for the maid.
Honestly, because what's she doing? She was trying to feed the little fishes. She was trying to feed the fishes. She was trying to feed the little birds. She was just doing her job.
Exactly.
And boom, she gets murdered.
Messed up.
It's very unfortunate, but yeah, that's my favorite spooky scene.
I love that.
Yeah. So kind of getting our our 3 out of the way, we can discuss the movie a little bit more and maybe some things that we liked or didn't like. So your favorite scene, how you said that your favorite opening, like one of your scenes for like the opening part, I like the horror gore in me wanted to see the crime scene.
1000%.
So I hate when like in movies they hype up a crime scene and they're like, it's the worst I've ever seen in my 35 years of being a detective or whatever, or being in the force.
And then they don't
and
show
then they
it.
don't show it, but they show like the reaction, and I'm like, hello.
I don't want to see the reaction.
Yeah, I want to see the scene.
Exactly.
I want to judge.
I want to see the gore.
Yeah. For a horror movie, okay, crime
Right.
shows are different, but
Yeah.
like I like for movies and for fiction, I want to see.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that was my only bone to pick with this movie, and I was
Yeah.
like, hello.
I think, well, kind of getting into that ending scene that I was trying to talk about. Yeah, I personally thought that it was a pretty good depiction of trauma.
Oh, yeah, the hospital scene.
I know that I myself have had a nightmare very
Yeah.
similar to that, where you're just alone, and it's so creepy. But yeah, I enjoyed that last.
What I hated about the hospital scene is you're going to adjust my eyes the entire movie for like this low lit type of like scenery, and it's all dark and it's all dim, and then you take me to the hospital where everything is white.
Exactly.
I was like this watching that scene. I was like squinting
Hello?
so hard. I was like, I can't even see what's going on. This
Yeah.
is hurting my eyes. I didn't appreciate that.
There's another movie that does that, and I forgot. I also think it's a hospital scene. I could be thinking of
Bro.
I could be thinking of When a Stranger Calls. Speaking of, honestly,
Right.
have you watched the OG by chance? I haven't.
I actually haven't.
Okay.
You have?
I have not.
Oh, I haven't either, actually. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know that this was a remake until like recently. Like I think it was like last year when we watched it here. I think I had like searched it, and then I was like, oh, there's an OG to this, and I was like, now I can see why it's kind of a cheesy like type of movie.
It was also the early 2000s.
Super early 2000s. 06? Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Like, bro,
Was I even alive?
you were 6.
Yeah.
That's no, yeah. So I didn't know that there was an original, so I would be interested in watching it just to compare the two. But that was really good.
I wouldn't doubt that the OG's probably pretty good.
I don't doubt it either.
Personally, I always think that the OG is typically
Yeah,
better.
it's for a lot of movies.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Yes, but I feel like there are some remakes that I prefer to certain movies. The only one that can come to mind right now is Texas Chainsaw. Like I love the 06, 07 one so much. I think it's so great. But anyway, I like how some of the like as cheesy as I thought a lot of the acting was, I love how realistic they were with, like, they grounded her for going over her minutes because you had to pay for that shit, and that was, like, awful. I remember when I first had a phone, I had to still tell my friends, like, yeah, I have a phone, but don't call me on it or don't text me. We can open it because it was a flip phone. I was like, but you can call me at home. And then when you call me at home, if my dad answers, hang up. But if my mom answers, yeah, just ask for me. It was like this whole thing. And so the fact that she went over her minutes by, I think they said 800, and I was like, I think that was a lot. I could have sworn that was like at least $100 and something right there on the bill. Yeah, so it was pretty shitty. And then there's the scene where she's at school and she has her phone in her locker, and then like a teacher or someone passes by and she like hides her phone. And I'm like, that's also a little more realistic because I know phones were also like frowned upon in school. So like shows and stuff in the early 2000s didn't really like care about that, but I thought it was really cool to see like, yeah, I could relate to that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really funny.
I did like the vibes we got from the early 2000s in this movie.
Oh my gosh, the wardrobes. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Dude.
Like where you want to try to look good.
Yeah.
But like the combinations are not
my fashion icons in that time were Miley Cyrus and Ashley Tisdale. I don't know why.
But from like them as celebrities or them like on the shows?
Both.
Because yeah, those Disney Channel, like early 2000s to 2011 and 12, outfits chaotic. I remember being in that time. I was in school, and I don't know who I saw. It was probably like a celebrity or something wearing a skirt over jean pants, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to go to school the next day. Oh my god,
in jeans with a skirt over
absolutely
it.
I would bully you.
And my mom said, "No, that doesn't go together." And I said, "Mom, you don't understand." And guess what? The next day, I saw a little white girl wearing that, and I was like, "Fuck, I could have been wearing that too.
I could have been styling and profiling."
Exactly.
I am so dead. But no, absolutely not. And then like it's so funny because I've seen some of like those celebrities review like their own outfits from like when they had to go to like Nickelodeon award shows, and they're like, what the fuck
was I wearing? Bro? Yeah.
And it's like the funniest thing ever. Yeah, no, this movie is like very, very early 2000s, and like I can't wait for like the generation of like my niece and my nephew now to like, or even like later generations to like experience and being like, oh my god, imagine being part of the early 2000s. If y'all decide to bring back early 2000s like fashion, killing myself immediately.
Exactly.
I am not going back to that. Was awful.
I will not be going within 10 feet of low-rise jeans. No, man.
They are not chubby girl friendly.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand that some of my bigger girls are so comfortable in their body to be wearing low rise and crop tops, and I'm like, you absolutely, you look good. Me, I don't have the body and I don't have the confidence.
Exactly. Bro.
So
I
she
hate.
said,
oh my god, it's
feet.
so funny because back then I would wear low-rise jeans and be like, damn, I wish higher waisted jeans existed.
And now they do, and then I'm like, I'm never going back because they're so comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
anyway, moving on from the wardrobe
stuff. Whole
stuff.
rant about
Because that